After a Good Friday service, a few of us sat together in silence, hearts heavy, minds reflecting on the Passion of Jesus. One question suddenly broke the quiet. Where was Joseph of Arimathea all along? Why does he appear only at the very end when everything seemed lost? Could he have done something earlier? That question stayed with me and led me to discover a beautiful and powerful truth. Here is a reflection on Joseph of Arimathea, a man of courage, courage to act at the right time. An article by Dr Jeanette Pinto. Who was this man Joseph of Arimathea? In the story of our salvation, there are three remarkable men named Joseph. First, Joseph, son of Jacob the dreamer, sold into slavery, yet chosen by God to save his people during famine. Then, Saint Joseph, the quiet guardian of the Holy Family, the earthly father of Jesus. And finally, Joseph of Arimathea, a man who steps into the Gospel story at a moment when hope seemed buried. The Gospels tell us he was a rich and respected member of the council, a good and righteous man, and someone who was waiting for the kingdom of God. Though he believed in Jesus, he remained a disciple quietly, in secret, perhaps out of fear. Everything changed on Good Friday. As evening approached, when most had fled and the disciples were scattered, Joseph did something extraordinary. He gathered his courage and went to Pontius Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus. This was no small act. To publicly associate himself with a crucified man, one condemned by the authorities, was risky, yet Joseph stepped forward when it mattered most. Pilate granted the request. Joseph then took the body of Jesus, wrapped it in a clean linen cloth, and laid it in his own new tomb, cut out of rock. He rolled a stone across the entrance and departed quietly. He was not alone. Nicodemus, who had once come to Jesus by night, also came bringing spices. Together they gave Jesus a burial of dignity and love. Prophetic fulfillment. In this simple yet profound act, something deeper was unfolding. The prophet book of Isaiah had foretold centuries earlier. He was assigned a grave with the wicked, and with the rich in his death. Though Jesus died like a criminal, he was buried with honor in the tomb of a rich man. God's plan was quietly, perfectly fulfilled. So, where was Joseph all along? Perhaps he was watching. Perhaps he was struggling within. Perhaps he was afraid, just like many of us would be. But when the moment came, he did not run away. He stepped forward. Joseph of Arimathea reminds us that faith is not always loud or visible. Sometimes it is hidden, growing silently in the heart. But when the right moment comes, true faith acts. What can we learn from the action of Joseph of Arimathea? We can learn three simple yet powerful lessons. First, have the courage to stand apart from the crowd even when it is difficult. Second, trust the words of Jesus, "Whoever loses his life for my sake will save it." Third, act when the moment comes. God's grace often works through timely courage. His great act of love. Joseph of Arimathea entered the story quietly. But his act of love became part of God's great plan of salvation. He did not preach, he did not perform miracles. But he showed up at the right time with the right heart. And perhaps that is what God asks of us too. Not greatness, but faithfulness in the moment given to us. May we have the courage to step forward when it matters most. Thank you for listening to my reflection on Joseph of Arimathea. Do subscribe for more inspiring reflections like this, and share this video with your family and friends. May God be praised.